When you're born, you look like your parents. But when you die, you look like a culmination of all the choices you've made. I have been through so many different versions of myself, and all of them were based on my choices. Good morning, welcome to this edition of the Morning Dig podcast. I'm doing this from home. We're in the middle of a move, lots of things going on. So I'm hitting you guys with a 4-week special. This special is going to be based around 4 topics that if I was speaking to my son at his elementary school or kids his age, anywhere between elementary and high school, these are the 4 topics I would want to hit, speaking from the side of the Morning Dig podcast and leadership. So with that being said, let's roll right into week 1. Welcome to this 4-week special edition of the Morning Dig podcast. I'm doing this from home. We're in the middle of a move, and I'm going to hit you with the first week of what, if I was speaking to kids my son's age or anyone in that middle school, high school range as well, this is one of the 4 topics I talk to them about to help separate them from everyone else. Number 1, when you're born, you look like your parents. But when you die, you look like a culmination of all the choices you've made. So what does that mean? Well, what it means to me is your choices are a domino effect throughout your life. When you're born, everybody's like, oh, he looks so much like his dad. And then eventually after a few years, oh, wow, he's starting to look like mom. And then eventually you start looking like the choices you've made in life. As you become an adult, the way you eat, the way you speak, the way you dress, whether you take drugs, alcohol, how you feel about yourself, your self-esteem, the labels you allow to be put on you or you allow to put on yourself, all of those things change the way you look. Whether or not you care about your hair or your presentation, everything in general, whether or not you allow your dogs to hang out in your videos. So the point of the matter is, in my life, I've had a tremendous amount of different looks. I've had mohawks. I've had kind of more street looks. I've had looks where I just didn't give a shit. And it was very clear. I've been 350 to 400 pounds. I have been through so many different versions of myself, and all of them were based on my choices. And all of them were based on labels that I allowed to be put on me or that I put on myself that I probably were negative. So with that being said, you have to decide what choices are you going to make and how is that going to affect how you present yourself to the world? Do you want to continue to look like mom and dad? Are you going to stand out on your own? Inevitably, almost everyone stands out on their own. However, are you going to stand out on your own and be someone that made good choices or poor choices? Are you someone that cares about the long term, or are you someone that just cares about today? You want that quick hit of dopamine, or you want to do something that requires patience and long-term building? Do you want to allow those people to tell you you're a piece of shit, or do you believe you're worth something more and you're going to strive to prove them wrong? Choices, choices, choices. I hope that helps. Look forward to week 2. Keep digging in.